Okoth Obado has been found guilty of murdering Sharon. And instead of learning the most important lesson, which is uncontrolled desire for women, we are focusing on his sentence, blaming him. Why did you murder Sharon? Why did you end the life of this innocent lady? No. As a young man, stop focusing on the murder and focus on self-control when it comes to women. A lot of men have ended up like Okoth Obado. In the Bible and in the secular world, there are so many examples. Right now we are focusing on Okoth Obado. He's adding on the list of so many other men who are facing life frustrations because they cannot control themselves when it comes to women. You see, a person like Samson in the Bible, the guy had a lot of strength. He had raw, untamed power. This is a man who was given a lot of strength to even bring down buildings. He had a lot of strength. He could even end the life of a lion. You saw the way he had apart the mouth of a lion. But a woman, a very soft being, comes and then convinces him, and then that is his end. You see, a person like David could not control his desire for women, and that is what brought him down. David was a very wise, intelligent, strong leader. He ended the life of a Philistine who was coming to end the lives of Israelites. But the man went down. Why? Because of women, nothing else. Solomon, God asks him, what do you want? And then he says, I want wisdom. He is given wisdom. And what does he use his wisdom to do? To look for a lot of women and concubines. He marries 700 of them. In fact, there were so many women around him. What happened? The kingdom is divided. He lost it all. You see? And that is just in the Bible. We have not talked about the secular world. In the secular world, we have people like Tiger Woods. A lot of examples, man. That was a billionaire, a talented golfer, a person who had gone far in his career. But what happened? Because he could not tame his desire for women, you can see that he could not even control his family. The family got divided, his wealth got divided, and that is what brought him down. Young men, the case of Okoth Obado is not an isolated case. These things have been happening all over from the Bible. If you cannot control your desire for women, you are just one decision away from making a very silly decision. Very silly decision. And sometimes this decision, it's not even you making it. It's because you think you have power and you can own women, and therefore you start thinking that you have control. As long as you cannot control your desire for women, as long as you cannot tame your desires, as long as you have no self-control, this is what I want us to learn. If you cannot control your desire for women, you are done, bro. You are done. And that is why I usually tell people that I am celibate. Not because I want to be celibate. Bro, I'm a normal man. I am a normal man. I also desire to have a woman. I also desire to sleep with someone. Those desires are there. I am a normal man. I'm not of those, that sisi kwa sisi. No, I don't want to talk about that because it's a very sensitive topic globally. But let me talk about what we are talking about. I also desire to have a woman besides me. But I also understand that if I make a very silly mistake when it comes to those beings, I am down. I am down in all aspects. And therefore, I don't want to add to this list. You see people like David. You see people like Solomon. You see people like Samson. You see people like Tiger Woods. And so many others. The list is long. It's just that I don't want to mention a lot of people. Okoth Obado is adding to the list. When you see their life frustrations, it all has to do with women. And I want you to check in your own life, even your own friends. Look at your own uncles. Just check in your immediate family. Look for that one man who cannot control his desires when it comes to women. Just look. The guy who brags that, you have an abundance mindset, have multiple ladies, you cannot have one, I have many girlfriends. Just look at that guy. His life is not at peace. I can tell you. Bro, his life is not at peace. God created women in a way that they are very sweet. These women are very sweet. We also desire them. A lot of men desire women. Women are good, bro. In bed, I can say that. And even out here, when she hugs you, her warmth, her chest, women are good. But just like money, you see the way we desire a lot of money. You want a lot of money because money is good. You want a lot of land. We have a Kenyan leader who has a very high appetite for land. Having land is good because land will give you farm produce and you will live a good life because you have a lot of food, you have a lot of productive land. You see, land is good, money is good, women are good. All these things that God gave us are good. But the lesson you have to learn is to exercise self-control. When it comes to these things, I am not just talking about women. I'm talking about everything in general. When it comes to looking for money, have contentment. When it comes to women, have contentment. When it comes to resources and even cars, have some level of contentment and say, this is the level where I can reach. Do not go overboard and start saying that you must have this, you must have that, you must have this, you must have that. For the case of the governor, we can see that he did not have self-control when it came to women. And I'm very sure Sharon was not the only one. That man had power in Migori, and he could get any woman he wanted. And he did not want to tame his desire. He did not want to exercise self-control. And when you cannot exercise self-control, you find that you have a lot of shame in whatever you do. Like, for example, you have a wife, and you have a girlfriend, and you have 3 other side chicks. So these are around 5 women in your life, and you make one pregnant. Can you take care of that one pregnancy? No, because you feel like these other women, all these other women, you will betray them. You have a wife, she has kids. You have several other multiple side chicks, and this one gets pregnant. So what do? You end the life of this one because you are fearing to live in shame, because you cannot control your desire for all these women. My young bro, control your desire for women, because if you cannot control your desire for women, your life will end up in a very bad way. And this is not just about women. This is about overall. In our Seventh-day Adventist Church, we learn about New Start. New Start is a mnemonic that we use for several things, and T, one of the T's, represents temperance. Temperance is the ability to control the things that you have. That is why I usually look at people, and this does not just apply to women. It also applies to these people that you see online. When they come online, you see they want to show you abundance of everything. They want to show you like, I have this, I have that. And people who make simple videos like us in a bush like this, we look like we have nothing. And so we are not admired much. But for them, they will show you a GLE today, a house tomorrow, we are flying to Dubai. You cannot control the way you approach things. If you can't do that, those same things that you can't control are the ones that are coming to consume you. So if you are a young man and you have not clicked away from this video, there are things we have observed that we can learn from. And one of the things you have to learn is that sexual desires are temporary and they are natural instincts. If you have a sexual desire, it's okay, bro. It is okay. It shows that you are healthy, you are a healthy human. It's a natural instinct. And we should go for women to get it. You see, we should go for women to fulfill our sexual desires. It is okay. But practice what we call delayed gratification. Delayed gratification will help you, bro. You should recognize that sexual desires are temporary. And once you enter there, and then you release, and then you feel satisfied, you start asking yourself, what was I doing? What was I doing? You look at a lady and you start wondering, is this what I was chasing? By the way, ladies, if you're watching this video, that is how we feel. Sometimes a man can chase you, he wants you, he writes you very romantic letters, sends you money. Sometimes in Kenya, we send even fare. We send you fare so that you can come and see us. And once you come, now we enter the blanket and we do that thing. At the end of it all, we find that, oh, it was just a temporary satisfaction. And then we start asking ourselves, is this what I was chasing? Or is this what I was just following around, sending money? That is what we call post-nut clarity. Post-nut clarity. And when you are a middle-aged man like me, all along life, you must have learned that during post-nut clarity, you learn that it is pointless to chase these women all around. Once you enter there and you release and you feel satisfied, you ask yourself, why was I chasing all this? And if I can learn this at 35, I'm wondering, why was it difficult for Okoth Obado at his age to understand that he can delay his gratification? He can avoid these temporary sexual desires. Why was it very difficult for him to learn that? I wonder. A man of his status. This is a man who has a bachelor's degree. He had a master's degree. Then you are going to become a governor. This is a man who was reaching self-actualization in life. And then your life ends because you cannot delay your gratification. As a young man, learn from these mistakes. Do not wait until you learn it on yourself. Learn from this and know that you can delay your gratification. And when you have sexual desires, it is okay. Those are natural instincts. But then again, this thing, after you have done it, you ask yourself, why was I doing it? So it is important to just have one woman. This thing they keep telling you, have an abundant mindset, have many women, it is going to work against you, bro. There is no hero when it comes to women. David never emerged a hero. Solomon never emerged a hero. Tiger Woods never emerged a hero. And many others, including our own president. He corrected the mess by being a responsible father. But he had a side chick. He has a child called Dabi because he could not tame his desire. You see, when you can't tame your desire, even your reputation is at stake. When he became a good responsible dad, that's why we look at him like a good president. But imagine if he had neglected his roles. He would be ashamed. You see, control your desire for women because sexual satisfaction is a temporary desire. And then there's a problem with the intelligent young men. You see, we have a lot of intelligent young men out there, men who know how to think well. They have a high IQ. If you do cognitive tests, you find that they can think well. They can do many things well, okay? They think that now because they are very intelligent, that they are invincible, that nothing can happen to them. Bro, if you are intelligent, you have studied very well, and you think you are invincible, you are not. You are not. Life circumstances and the desire for women, especially, I'm talking about desire for women, not other things, because that is the focus of this video, can bring you down even if you think you are very intelligent. You know, a person like Okoth Obado, I consider him to have been a very intelligent person because he broke out from the status quo. He is one of the guys who did not support Raila because he felt like he could chart his own path. And indeed he did it. And without Raila, and you are in Nyanza, and you win a gubernatorial seat, that's a large area. You can control a large area without Raila Odinga. This is a man who understood how to chart his own path. He was powerful. He was intelligent. The man knew what he wanted in life. But what happened? If you cannot control your desire for women, all that goes down the drain. And everything. You see, I like talking about Babu Owino because Babu Owino is very intelligent. I don't want to talk about him much. Very intelligent, very smart guy. He knows when he speaks, you can feel like this guy is smart. But again, you find that he's a guy at some point who could not control his emotions because of alcohol. I know it was under influence of alcohol, and he made very silly mistakes. So do not think that because you are intelligent, you are immune to some of these things. And you will find that with all your intelligence, you are going to prison. And men like us who seem not to be very intelligent, we are just seated in our ancestral land, taking these very simple videos, enjoying our freedom. We are free. We are not convicted of anything. We have not been found guilty of anything because we can tame our desires. Tame our desires for women, tame our desire for money, tame our desire for everything. And we should know that we can delay our gratification and understand that life is just temporary. There's nothing very good that we should be fighting for. You can get everything and still lose it. That does not mean that you become lazy, you should stop fighting. No. Be active, be strong, be aggressive, fight, go for your goals. But understand that this life is bigger than you, bro. Life is bigger than you. You are not bigger than life. You can mess up, and that can end your life in a minute. When somebody is in an aeroplane just up there, they cannot see you. So you are down here, you think you are very big, I'm intelligent, I want to achieve my dreams. But if somebody goes to the aeroplane up there, they can't see you. They can just see roads, they see forests, they see you are a very tiny thing on the planet, a very small thing on the planet. So don't walk with ego thinking that you have this abundant mindset, you want to own women. You can't own the world. Men tried. A lot of men fought for this life and they tried to own things. Right now the world owned them. This world owns you. This soil owns you. You will end up here, bro. Tame your desires, control your desires, and especially control your sexual desires. And then the last point, which I feel is very important that I should talk about, is who you associate yourself with. You see, I created a video recently saying that I spend most of my time alone. I am always alone. This video I'm recording alone. I traveled to Nairobi alone. I stayed in a hotel room alone. I went to do my things alone. I traveled back alone. I'm here right now alone. It's because I have not found a person I can trust, that this is a friend that I can trust with anything. Your circle will determine sometimes where you end up. You can end up well or you can end up badly because you're associated with some people. For example, this guy had what I can call goons. I don't even call them friends that he can rely on. This guy had goons that surrounded him. And so when problems started with Sharon, he tells them that go and punish that person. You see, just the way our DIG, Eliud Lagat, told police officers, go and punish that prisoner because he has defamed me. You see, Okoth Obado, I'm very sure Okoth Obado never wanted this lady's life to end. He just wanted this lady to receive discipline. But what did these people do? They went and ended the life of this lady. The bloody body of this lady was found in a thicket in Western Kenya. This lady was mishandled. I don't want to use some terms because sometimes YouTube is very sensitive with some terms, you see. But the lady was traumatized. You see, these guys did the unthinkable to this lady. So blood was all over her body. Like she was, I don't even want to explain. Now you see, Okoth Obado tells these guys, go and punish that lady. But they end up ending her life. The most important lesson you get from that is that surround yourself with the people who can help you to achieve your positive dreams, and sometimes who can even conceal. I'm not saying that they should have concealed the murder. No. But people who can help you do things that... They ended the life of that lady in a very careless manner. Even if you try to hide it, blood is thicker than water. It will just show. They cannot hide the evidence. Okoth Obado tried to hide, but he cannot hide. Why? Because they did it in a very careless manner. So you are this person who is very intelligent, you've gone to school very well, you have a lot of money, you have networks, you have become a governor, and then you surround yourself with low intelligent, low tier people. And then they do things in a very shoddy manner. They end the life of that lady. Just like the case of Albert Ojwang happened. I'm very sure Eliud Lagat wanted this thing to be done in a very moderate manner because maybe he's a man who wants these things to be done that way. But then again, the people you are entrusting are heartless people. The low tier intelligence is very low. So they end up doing very funny things. So if you are an intelligent young man in any university in this country or anywhere, or if you are watching me, learn to select your circle. If you cannot select your circle very well, just be alone. There is no crime in being alone and doing your things alone. Of course, you cannot do everything alone, but make most of your decisions alone. Because it is you who knows your life. You may think you have people who to help you do things here and there, but they'll do things in a very shoddy manner and you will find yourself in problems. So I just want to end this video here, but for any young man who is watching me right now, don't think you are more powerful than women. Women have this thing we call hidden power. It is, I call it soft power, though it's not soft power, but it's some kind of hidden power in weakness. They call us the strong gender, and sometimes they call them the weaker gender. And sometimes we think we are very strong, that we want to own them. You want to have multiple women. And then we read books and they tell us that for you to be very masculine, you need to have an abundance mindset. And having an abundance mindset, we confuse it with having many things, including having many women. Bro, women are going to bring you down. Even if you think you are very strong, you are masculine, women are not a weaker gender. Women have a lot of power, and that power can bring you down. That is why you see people like us saying, now that we are divorced, the next thing is to find one woman or no woman at all. Not because we cannot get many women. I see some of you advising me in my comments, get multiple girls. You see, have women. When you have a lot of women, you can select one from those women. That is bad advice. And I know bad advice when I see one. When you have more women, it may feel like a good thing, but it is self-destruction. These people, they have hidden power. They can bring down your finances. They can bring down your education. They can bring down your freedom. If you cannot control your desire for them, you are not as masculine as you think. You are not as strong as you think. When you approach women, approach them with caution. And for me, it is either I have one woman or no woman at all. And for now, I have no woman at all, okay? And if I want a woman, I will look for one woman. Not because I cannot get many. I can get many. But these many are problematic, and they can make you end up in a very bad way. I've asked you to go and look at your uncles. Go and look at your friends. Go and look at the people you think you know. People who have many women. And they have degrees. They are very intelligent. They are very influential in the society. Look at what women have done to them. If you think they have a lot of money and nothing has happened to them, look, they don't even have peace. You have to go fulfill the desire of that woman, go down there, fulfill the desire of another woman, and then you have to keep running around because you are stressed. Women have power, bro. And if you cannot control your desire and tame your desire for women, this is what I'm insisting, they will bring you down. And above all, I advise young men, focus on your purpose, focus on your life, and focus on building yourself. Do not focus on women. That is temporary satisfaction, and you can delay that gratification and you will not die, because a lot of men have ended up the wrong path. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gidia Kali, and we shall meet again in another video. Peace.